And welcome back to the ongoing adventures of our intrepid group of investigators, still idling around New York, having a whale of a time, going to speakeasies and tailing people through the shadows. But Seva, this night isn't really about the story that I'm going to tell. It's about the story that these fine people are all going to tell for me. So why don't I go around and let you meet them all? So starting off with our intrepid reporter.
Yeah, we're going to find out if Valentina gets to shoot somebody tonight or not. So really happy to be here.
And talking of shooting people, it's probably unlikely that the good professor is carrying a gun back at the boat, but I'm sure we'll find out. So yes, Mr. Stoddard.
Yes, Stoddard is recently back from letting the police know about the threatening letters that the party has been receiving, isn't too impressed with the police officer, and is not facing down a group of questionable people who may be about to cause some problems.
And speaking of facing down, no doubt gripping the steering wheel tightly in perhaps trembling hands, our other academic.
Yes, Roger Tremblay, a former physician, still a physician, and I'm going to stay out of the action and just try and clean it all up after the mess is done.
And talking about staying out of the action, no, who am I kidding? Our wonderful dog wrangler.
I'm Big Suze, and hopefully we're looking to smash some heads in tonight.
Sounds wonderful. And we shall see. So, within Manhattan's towers block off and hide away the city's sweeping vistas and poetic illusions, and New York's grandeur dissolves into democratic swarms. From among the crowds and smoke, even the Statue of Liberty takes on a mocking cast, as though Nyarlathotep had planned the contrast. Liberty stumbles before fleeting time and onrushing fate. People are starving, and others on their way down to starvation. But a few percent of the crowd have wealth enough or talent enough to force their way. For them, this is heaven. And the nightclubs, theaters, department stores, bookshops, and restaurants are an endless playground. And cheap, buddy. So we shall head on over to the straight into the start of the action. Once I manage to find the correct window. Here we go. So, outside of the Lexington estate, up in Midtown, we find the doctor, our reporter, and Big Suze having just pulled in behind a car into which is being pushed a gentleman carrying some sort of package under his arm. The man doing the pushing, his broad-brimmed hat pulled down, casting his face in shadow, is quite clearly holding a gun into the former gentleman's side from underneath his overcoat. And no sooner have they entered the car before it, having been caught in the headlights of your own vehicle, sets off at quite some speed down the road.
So do we want to chase them, or are we gonna like actually go and see what's going on at the Lexington house? Now I don't know what we're doing.
We'll step on it. Trombley,
All
let's
right.
go.
All right, stepping on it, we're tailing them.
I've always wanted to say this. Follow that car.
All right.
There's a dollar dime extra for you if you catch him. So I think that is a reasonable excuse to break with Call of Cthulhu tradition and actually start a session with a drive auto roll.
Oh boy.
Fortunately, I'm not rolling on this one.
Big Suze doesn't really know how to drive a car.
Yeah, well, we'll see how this goes. Did that work?
I will say my
Maybe
dice
not.
aren't loading on my end.
Yeah, I'm just seeing a spinning wheel for the dice
Okay.
for some reason.
So that may be a quest portal issue.
Yeah.
So how would you like us to roll for tonight, Stefan?
However anybody feels to or can. I'm okay with anything. So yeah.
I would say, seeing as we're keeping track of it, try to throw it in chat when you make rolls.
Somebody-
/D100 does work in Quest Portal on my end, at least.
All right, that's what I'm
in
doing.
chat. Okay, awesome. So
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
see I just did a test roll
yeah,
and
I see it.
rolled high, but
It's a roll nonetheless.
All right, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna roll.
That sounds great.
Perfect.
And sorry, that's my.
That's your roll 20 food coming through. There you go. Okay, spot hidden came through from Stoddard just to.
that was me testing. It looks like the sheets are working fine on my end. So
okay.
Take if it's not working on your end, take me saying something worked with a grain of salt.
Yep. And there's then also the actual.
Can you do rolls in Discord?
If we have a bot,
Yeah.
I will say I have a bot that I use on one of my other servers I absolutely love.
Yeah, I don't think I haven't put one in, but that's not to say that we couldn't. Anybody can throw one in if they so feel. Yeah, the purple dye in the bottom left also seems to be doing its thing.
Yeah, see, mine's not working. Can I just do a quick reload of Quest Portal here? See if this fixes it.
You should be fine. It's not like video or sound or anything is coming through, so
There,
yes.
it fixed it. It just it was there for a brief second and it's gone.
Oh, how very strange. So yeah, I mean, I can even go and let me go to Roger. I'll roll one for him here real quick.
Oh, I think I can do it. Hold on. Where's my quick? There it is. Roll. Did that work?
Yeah, I'm seeing it. You rolled an 8.
Oh, that one's. I think that's. That custom roll came through.
The drive auto came through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was from me.
Oh, you rolled that for me. Your rolls are way better than mine.
We'll definitely take that one.
Yeah, we could do that. I'm also going to ask if you wouldn't mind to roll a. Well, first of all, I should ask everybody to roll a luck increment roll. So roll against luck and want to fail. If you fail, add a d10 to your luck score.
I actually failed. Sweet.
I actually failed, and that's the scary thing because he's got it's my one high stat.
I'm not quite sure how to roll luck through the sheet, so
You just hit your luck button.
I did. It didn't do anything, so that's cool.
Oh.
Awesome. Maybe my system's just really janky tonight. Slash roll 1d100. Okay. We'll figure this out.
Out.
Oh, I got
took
10
a
luck
couple
back.
reloads.
So I'm back to my starting luck.
It's just not rolling for me.
Yeah, it's peculiar.
Oh. It's not letting me add Roll'em, which is the bot I use to our Discord. Well,
Yeah, you'd have to have the specific bot in that server to use the.
Yeah.
That it's not hard to do, but we probably should do that after the session. Like we could just
It rolled that time.
Yeah, that was me yet again. Just
okay.
If you really need a dice roller, honestly, Google has one built in.
Well, no, I've got all sorts of rollers. I could even go break out an actual set of dice for myself, but I was hoping just to have it roll in the chat, but we'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah. The reason I ask is, well, probably the important one right now is for Roger. Roger, if I would like a luck roll on top of his drive auto.
Okay. Let me try that again. There we go. Phew.
Okay.
So, Stefan?
Yep.
Would it be possible as the car is pulling away to get the license plate just in case?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Make an intelligence roll.
Hard success.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you managed to jot one down in your in frankly one of your ever-ready notebooks. I can't imagine that Valentina doesn't go equipped with a plethora of them. So the driver you're following is spectacularly proficient in that they set off at really high speed northward through the evening New York traffic. Now, it's 1933, so it's not impossible traffic to navigate through, but there's still probably a quarter as many horses as vehicles on the main roads. And you end up cutting a couple of red lights. There's a moment when you're on two wheels on the sidewalk. But you manage to keep control of the vehicle and
Not hit anybody?
at least not anybody looking out of the back can see sort of flying off to the side. And there's not too many unexpected bumps or anything, so probably not hitting anybody. And you end up seeing the vehicle pull into through the car, loading doors of a riverside warehouse that's quite old and possibly even abandoned, rather nondescript in the evening fog. So there is a let's see if this works. Okay, yeah.
Is this anywhere near where our ship is?
This is quite a ways away.
Okay.
This is up on. You're down on about 63rd Street, I seem to recall, and this is up more on. 210th Street, so a fair ways.
What do you think, guys? Do we pull in after them or no?
Well, did they see us? I'm wondering if they saw us tailing them or not.
Did it look like they were pulling evasive maneuvers or no?
They were going really fast. It may be that, I mean, they were certainly aware of you at the start. Whether they were aware of you, as it were, towards the end, I would say go ahead and make a group stealth roll.
So does that everybody rolling, or is the lowest person rolling?
Yeah, everybody roll.
Really testing the my abilities here of things I don't do well.
Regular success for Valentina.
Okay.
Failure.
So, yeah. There's certainly a point in time when Valentino suddenly shoves her hand up onto Roger's shoulder, since I believe that Susan is sitting shotgun, and says, "Whoa!" as the car in front of you slows down and makes it a turn. So you pull back sort of in time. You think you'll be stopped. You're not confident that they didn't know you were following towards the end. They certainly kept up their speed.
Well, I think we're just going to have to assume the best. And or is this a so we're down at the dock? They went into a large warehouse, all of them?
The car drove in through
Into the warehouse.
into the warehouse, and the big rolling door came down behind it.
All right, so we probably want to scout around it to see if maybe there's a different way in, because I don't relish going in through the front.
You don't want to crash the car through the door?
I could do that, but
It'd be
only if
cool
you
as
guys
hell.
are ready to sneak in some other way.
I'm perfectly fine sneaking in as well. Is there other side doors somewhere that we can see?
Well, you take a bit of time to carefully walk around the perimeter of the warehouse. And in doing so, you notice a number of things. One is on the river itself, a motorboat moving away at high speed, with a wake clearly leading back to the quay side of the warehouse.
Can we see who's in the? Does it look like there's 3 gentlemen
appears-
again in the boat?
It appears to only be one person in the boat.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you have the large rollerboard door at the front. There's on the side walls, there are 2 padlocked doors on each side. On the back is a regular door, not padlocked or chained as the other 4 are, and also another roller door, closed.
Do you guys
Are
want to
all-
sneak in?
We can certainly try. Are all the padlock doors chained, or is there any
Yes.
that are like okay? Trying to think of how we're gonna do this without making a lot of noise.
Well, I can make a lot of noise up front. I think your driving the car through the door thing might work.
Do you want
I
to
can
do that, and I can
Create a
unlock one of
distraction.
these? We can certainly try that.
All right, I will get back to the car and oh my gosh, this is a rental. Oh boy.
Did you pay for the insurance?
I don't know if they did that back then, but sure. I wasn't under my name, right?
Luck roll?
So I'm gonna try and just back up through
Ooh.
the door with the car. I don't know if I can see Valentina where she is, that she can give me a signal to say go, but or set something up.
Probably as soon as you would leave, I'd take out my lockpicks and start working on the padlock.
Okay. So that places Valentina around
I don't
the
know if-
back.
I don't know if Big Suze is with me or in the car.
That's the question. Tremblay, do you want me to be your wife and we just be confused? We don't know where we are. Whatever happened? We're sorry. I believe we've backed up into your door.
Either that or you're going to have to be my bodyguard because things could get rough. So,
I mean, that might be a good idea as well.
yeah, hop in. Let's do this.
Okay, so the 2 of you are going for the frontal assault, which is fine. I guess the question then is, how much time are you going to give Valentina to get back round and start back, or are you going to just go for it in the hope that you create a distraction long enough that she can do her nefarious deeds unobserved?
I was just planning on just smashing through the door and rolling with it. We've got plan A, which is we're confused husband and wife, and plan B, which is we're going to just raise hell. And Valentina does the clandestine operation, I guess.
Okay. Yep. So I would say let's start off with
You want me to start with the locksmith roll, or do you want to start with?
I think we'll start off with Roger making another drive auto roll.
Oh boy.
See how good his aim is. I'm trying to think of.
It's not a bad roll per se.
I'm just,
close.
you know what? I'm just gonna use luck to. Yeah, I'm just gonna use luck to 17 points to smash that.
Okay, so it's dark, it's misty. You both get into the car, and Roger backs it up out at an angle and goes to head on in, and it's only at the last moment that he realizes that he's about to hit the door frame rather than the door, and swerves the car to slightly at an angle strike the door per se.
I do yell out, "Hold on, Big Suze, here we go."
Absolutely. Let's see what I make on this.
I don't think I've ever done this before in my life.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll against. Make a strength roll with 120 strength and a bonus die.
Who? Roger?
And see, yes, Roger. And see if you can make it an extreme.
An extreme would be 20?
120 would be 24.
24.
With a bonus die.
Yeah.
Where do is there a check mark?
I don't. If you right click on a number, you can get. I think you can get the bonus dice.
If you right click and hit the plus, I think.
Ah, there we go. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's pretty good.
Ooh, 16 is going to be enough. Ooh. The reason being that the door rolled an extreme for its
resistance.
Its resist being driven into roll. So, but never fear. Apparently, Roger strikes it just where it needs to be struck.
And I really jammed my foot on that pedal as hard as I could.
And both Susie and Roger tumble out of the smoking. Well, I say smoking. The front left fender and corner is completely smashed in, and the radiator has broken. So there's steam blowing everywhere. Meanwhile, as there is a loud crash up front, Valentina is busy round the back.
Yep, got lock picks out, and I'm furiously working on this lock, trying to get it open before I hear the crash, but we'll see. The 56. I will spend 5 points of luck to make that a regular success.
Okay. This is a model of lock that you've dealt with before. It's just a little bit rusty, but you managed to finally make it move. Meanwhile, so inside the warehouse is, well, there's the packet that you were following. There's a corner office off to the side, and there is a steep set of stairs running up to a mezzanine level. But other than that, and the skylight, there's not really a whole lot in here at first glance. However, make a roll. There is the loud sound of a handgun from the top of the stairs, and a bullet pings off the side, or pings into the rear door of your vehicle, leaving a nice indentation and hole, but doing otherwise no real damage.
Well, Trimble, I don't think this is going to work. Is that the side of the car I'm on, or the side of the car that Roger's on?
That's the side of the car that you, at this point, you had both gotten round to the right-hand side of the car, because you hit with the left front fender.
Okay. So we hit with the driver's side, and then we've gotten out of the car already?
Yeah.
Okay.
It takes a little while for the gunman to appear, as it were. So you have time to make your way out and start taking a look around, and you then quite probably just duck down behind the car that's already in the warehouse.
Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of duck down and start trying to peek through the windows to see if I can see where the gunfire is coming from.
It's coming from up on the mezzanine, from the top of the stairs, where in the warehouse is very, very dimly lit with the traditional 4 weak light bulbs in the top of the ceiling. So you can just about see a shadow moving about up on the mezzanine.
About how far away is that?
Probably about 30-ish meters, maybe, or 100 feet. So,
Okay.
Probably one reason why the handgun missed, frankly.
Can we see where the stairs or ladder is to get up on that catwalk?
Yes, it's as per the... hopefully you can see the interior of the warehouse on the Quest Portal map.
I'm not. I don't know if everyone else is. I'm seeing the manor that we originally stopped at.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
what
never
I've got
moved you
too.
there. My bad.
Okay,
There
we
we
go.
go.
There we go.
Okay,
Oh, that changes everything.
yeah, that definitely changes some things. Okay. Well
And
then,
Valentino, of course, hears the gunshot just as the door creaks open.
okay. Well, seeing that with that office, there's just the door that's facing the stairwell, correct?
Correct.
All right. Well, I'm big, dumb, and danger seeking, so I think I'm gonna rush him.
Okay. I should probably have us be in some semblance of Dex order, but we're sufficiently far away that statements of intent can sort of be fairly random at this point. So if Susan is going to be rushing over and up the stairs, what is Roger's plan?
I'm just gonna grab any object nearby and throw it, because and hopefully it creates enough of a distraction because that's all I got.
I will hand Roger my baseball bat if he's looking for something to chuck.
Or anything on the ground. It doesn't have to be like a can, anything. I want to hold on to the baseball bat. I feel like that. I think you should hold on to that, Big
I'll
Sus.
hang on to it then if that's what you want.
Yeah.
Okay, and meanwhile, Valentina, what's the cunning plan?
So as soon as she hears the gunshot, she's trying to find. So she coming through the top there? Is that
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So she's trying to locate the gunman, so they should probably hear the gunfire coming up from above, I would assume.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
She would probably move around or move in and kind of around to the side along the wall and see if she can get an angle where she would have a shot. She might only move this turn, but she's going to take her time and move cautiously around the steps to try to get an angle on the gunman.
Okay. In which case, I will move us up onto the...
Okay, I didn't realize there was that mezzanine. I would go on the beam, my left, so somewhere over here, trying to see him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she could shoot this turn, but
let's see. So Susan would have gotten to the bottom of the stairs. Roger's hanging back. You're heading out. You can get a shot off. You'll be at a penalty die just because of cover effects.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
maybe
think I'm
that'll.
trying. Yeah, I'm not trying to hit him.
Just putting down covering fire essentially to keep him from firing at you lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, at that distance,
She just kind of wings one up into the into the rafters there.
Yeah, and the person up there is going to fall back into the shadows. So I think at this point it's worthwhile going into formal dex order. So your opponent is fairly slow at dex 55.
Still moves before me.
70. But I don't have a gun, so I don't get that extra 50.
Whereas Valentina, theoretically, if she wishes to fire it.
Unfortunately, I don't have a target. So I don't think I can get by Sue, so I might. Not much I can do here.
I'm not going to get in your way if you want to run past me.
I mean, I could see how far I get. Would I make it to the top of the stairs if I squeeze past Sue's there?
I don't know how pulpy we are, but I could also try to throw you up to the second floor.
I mean,
it's been known
I'm
to
willing.
happen. I would also say that if Susie is going to be heading up, and I have no problem with the two of you ending up at the top of the stairs, and Susie can even be up onto the mezzanine. Sure.
Okay.
Valentina goes slightly before, but there's distance to cover to get to the stairs and so forth. So
seeing as we don't know where he is, when we get up to the top, I'm going to try to take that more corner position, which is going to be more dangerous and put me at more risk. And Valentina can use me as cover.
okay.
So what that would look like is like here and here would be my understanding.
Yeah,
That works.
yeah, something like that. So what we're going to just double check. Harold is okay. 65. And just to check, Rodri is still just hanging put, or does he? Oh, he's moving around slowly around the top. Okay, gotcha. Cool.
Yep. Not rushing, but just kind of hovering.
Perfect. So what's gonna happen is that out of the darkness, as you're coming up to the top, there's in reality two people, both of whom are going to try to rush and tackle Susie. This is maybe not the best idea in the world, but it's the idea they have. In the hope that they can wrestle her back down over the side of the mezzanine and down to the ground floor and take it from there. So there's going to be two combat maneuvers against Susie, one after the other. So the normal question applies to each in turn. Does Big Suze want to dodge, fight back, or something else?
Well, if they're trying a maneuver, I would like to, I guess, counter maneuver to try to like throw them over the railing.
Oh, okay. Sure. So I'll take that as a fight back.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And does my size bonus give me anything?
What is your build?
2.
Okay, so
it's maximum human build.
Yeah, so you'll have a bonus die on the first attempt, and you'll be straight for the second because you'll get there's a cumulative penalty for each one in turn, as it were. They're just on straight penalty dies throughout. So let's see what we get here. I'm going to roll the hundreds first and see what they do. And then roll the...
And then am I rolling brawl or throw?
You're rolling... I'm going to say you're rolling fighting brawl.
Okay.
So a 75 and a 93. I think we'll miss with either, but I'm going to make sure. 47 and 60. Yep, they both miss.
Right. So the first one was a success, and the second one... Let me check the second one now. And the second one is also a success at 33, under 35.
Okay. So, yep. Well, it's fitting since you were the one who sort of considered the pulpiness of it. You in turn pretty much just weave slightly out of their way as they come in, use their speed against them to launch them over you as they go flying off and land. So I'll give them each a jump roll. Let's see, what do they have? Doesn't have jump. And okay, he's got jump. Okay, so start off with the competent one. Got a jump of 50. $55. Okay. Having said that, so he's going to spend 5 of his luck to make that a success. So the second one only has a base of 20. Rolling a 34. He doesn't have luck, however. Susan, go ahead and roll me a D3 followed by 2D6, please.
Okay. Give me a sec. So that is a 1 and an 8.
A 1 and an 8.
Mm-hmm.
You're sure you didn't roll a 7 on that last roll?
So the second roll is 2D6. I rolled a 5 and a 3.
Okay, yeah, no, just checking, because that is exactly enough for that to be a major wound.
Sorry.
I'm just going to go ahead and roll myself a Constitution check here real quick. Port 3. Okay. Okay. So statements of intent. So starting off with Roger on 7, or did sorry, what I forget now. What was Valentina's dex?
70.
70. Okay. So since Roger is the furthest away, what's he intending doing here?
Would you guys fault me if I cowered behind the car?
Absolutely not. You're more than welcome to.
because I'm like looking at all this craziness and I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. I'm going to hide over this side of the car again, and I'm going to start looking for more cans to throw.
Absolutely. Oh, and I'd be horribly remiss if I didn't ask Richard to make an impromptu medicine roll at this point.
Oh, what? Okay. Am I going to analyze that this guy is not doing well? Because he's not doing well.
The second bigger person, when he landed on the concrete, the cement warehouse floor, you very definitely heard a cracking sound that is never good.
Might be the clavicle. That's always bad.
So, Valentina, you're basically you're back up on the mezzanine, having just seen two gentlemen go flying by, as it were. Go ahead. I'll give both you and Susie a listen roll.
Hard success.
Give me a sec. That is, I'm going to spend the 3 luck to make that a success.
You hear from round the corner, but it's basically out of sight given how dim the light is in here. Somebody talking in a very measured and quite quiet, but you pick it up as it carries voice of, "There is Herr Professor Dyer. There is Herr Danforth. Who else knows about Pym's book? You are not being helpful, Herr Röhrig."
Can we tell where that's coming from?
Yeah, around the far corner of the mezzanine.
Oh,
So, like above where the car is?
Yeah.
gotcha. Do you want to go that way, and I'll try to hold these two down here, hold a gun on them? I don't know which way you want to go here.
I was actually going to be like, you sneak around and check on them. I'll take care of these two.
Okay, works for me. So I guess I'm going to work my way around to where that sound's coming from.
Okay. In which case, we're going to try to make a run of it out of the open door. Let's see if I think we'll make it, but I need to make another. I'll need to make a dex roll for the wounded one. An 89 isn't going to be it. So I think I'm going to say he gets out. Susie catches up with this guy by the door. You come down the side to see a third man standing over a man sitting tied to a chair with a canvas bag draped over their head, slumped forwards.
Valentina would pull her gun up and yell out to this gentleman that's beating somebody down. LAPD, or I'm sorry, NYPD, put your hands up.
Go ahead and make a fast talk roll.
$64. It's a regular success.
Okay. Maybe it's the forcefulness of the Italian accent behind that makes it carry weight, as it issues from this slight, somewhat well-dressed female of seemingly armed with nothing but notebooks and a pistol. But I think we will do the sensible thing and put our hands up at this. Meanwhile, what does Seuss intend to do as she catches up to the man who is staggering, about to make his way out through the back door, quite clearly dragging a leg?
So as I turn the corner and see him starting to get out the door, I'm going to chuck my baseball bat at him.
Okay.
Which for that I rolled a 15 under 50 for a throw.
50. Okay, so hard. Cool.
And is that the regular damage for the baseball bat plus damage bonus, or how does that?
That would just be the regular damage without the damage bonus.
Without the damage bonus, okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to make an attempt at a dodge roll here. Oh, okay. The question is that and I need to roll that with a penalty die because I am injured. So 11 goes to a 91. So, yep. So another 5 damage. That's going to be enough to knock him out.
Good.
But at least there's no more crunching noises.
And then I yell over, Tremblay, go help Russo.
All right. I hear you, Big Suze. I'm running up with my can in hand.
And you get up to find a somewhat elderly gentleman, quite bruised, sitting slumped forward in the chair. You pull the cloth bag up from over him. You manage to get him awake with no real difficulty, as he shakes his head a bit groggily and says, my thanks. I don't suppose you happen to have some vodka on you?
I don't, but I know someone who does. So at least something.
Much. Please. Yes, my thanks. He pats his vest. He doesn't appear to have a jacket on at the moment. Is in fact hanging on the back of the chair, but he doesn't quite seem to notice this as he winces noticeably as he pats himself. I give you my card, but I appear to have misplaced my jacket. My name is Nikola Stroric. To whom do I owe this debt of rescue?
I'm Valentina. This is Roger, and I'm probably making sure to tie the other guy's hands as that we've captured here.
He looks up at you with slightly incomprehension in his eyes, and as a light sort of slowly dawns and goes, Valentina, Rod. Oh, you wouldn't happen to be members of the Starkweather Moor expedition?
Just so happens we are.
I've read about you in the papers. I cannot believe that I would have such fortune. It is a pity, though. I fear I have failed the good Dr. Dyer. But
why is this? I mean, we're just chasing you down. We don't even know who you are, why you're here, and you're speaking to me in riddles. I need some clear answers of what is going on here.
If I might impose, if you can help me to a hospital and the hands of a doctor,
Well, you're in luck.
I will tell my story on the way.
I'm going to quickly administer first aid to him now, since that probably... I don't want him dying on us before we get there. If that's the case. Yeah, so I think we have a little problem with our car. Nicholas, you said your name was?
Yes. Nicholas Rorich, artist.
Well, I think
go ahead and make. You can all three go ahead and make a. Let's call it a hard intelligence roll.
What is Sue's int?
It's a failure from Valentina.
I got a hard success.
Well, someone.
It's all
Oh
up to you,
yeah,
Big Suze. Come on.
we need a how? What are we looking for?
Hard intelligence.
Yeah, that ain't happening on my end. So it's all you. You got one though, Trembles.
Give it a shot. Maybe you'll luck
Oh,
out.
no, I rolled a 90 over 75, so I failed my int check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Roger, the name clicks finally. If this is the Nikolai Rorich, the Russian millionaire artist who's about to hold $1,000 a plate charity dinner in aid of the starving and homeless in New York City.
That's very commendable. Kind of not where I would expect him to end up, though. So I'm even more curious what his story will be, because this is making less sense. Can we steal their car?
Yeah, I mean, I can check our unconscious friend for keys.
And I have this fella here, so
Yeah. I would say this is going to require I would say go ahead and make a luck roll, one of you.
I've got 63 luck.
I'm in the same boat at 63.
okay, I have 75.
We'll go for it, Valentina.
An OT 5.
Oh shit!
Code 5. Okay, yeah. Yes. It does appear that you did manage to get the driver in your 2 out of 3 catch.
Sweet.
Um,
So would both these guys fit in the boot or no? If you stuff them in?
It's a big packet. Yeah, you can do. Whether Roger feels happy about putting somebody with a multiple fractured tibia in the boot of a car.
I'm not no. I was actually considering giving him first aid before we.
Mhm.
I kind of feel bad.
I wasn't going to take him, but if Valentina wants to,
We can
could
just take one if you want.
Will
You
he
can
be
take the healthy
okay?
one.
Can I assess whether he'll be okay if we leave him?
He's not going to. You reckon the? I'll carry the medicine roll from earlier. Your professional opinion is that he's not in danger of his life from anything other than the usual dehydration, starvation effects if he's left for a few days. But as long as it's only for less than, say, 12 hours, he should be okay.
Okay. I expect that he'll regain consciousness by then and can probably start to help himself at that point. Let's leave the unconscious one here, but the other one that he can go in the boot. I'm sure he'll be fine.
That works. We can negotiate.
And let's get Nicholas to a hospital, and he can tell us his interesting story along the way.
And he tells you quite the interesting tale. Apparently, a couple of months ago, so early July, he was in Fiji, where he happened to run across an old acquaintance of his. one Dr. Dyer. They've known each other for a considerable period of time. So going back to before the 1930 Miskatonic expedition. And Dr. Dyer impressed upon him his concern and fear for the safety of the then forming Starkweather-Moore expedition, and impressed upon Comrade Rory the need for the expedition not to occur, and said that he urged Nikolai to take with him a book, the true account of what happened on the expedition, and present it to Starkweather and Moore in the fairly sure knowledge that once they knew the truth, that they would see sense and call off the expedition. This, since Herorish was at that point in the planning stages of going to New York for his gala dinner and other events. In any case, he was quite happy to do. And he arrived in New York about a week ago. Attempted for several days to get in contact with either Starkweather or Moore, but was just rebuffed at any opportunity. When he saw the notice in the newspaper that Acacia Lexington was also about to start her own expedition. And so he felt that, well, if Starkweather and Moore weren't going to make themselves available, perhaps he could at least save the young Acacia. He's also known the Lexington family for some time, going back to her father, J.P. Lexington. And so as a friend of the family, he felt that the least he could do was take the book to her. And he had phoned ahead, arranged with Miss Acacia's manservant to have an appointment to come and deliver the book. But before he could even make it to the front door, a gentleman with a quite pronounced German accent came out of the shadows and waylaid him. And fortunately, that's where you arrived.
And do we know how the Miss Lexington is doing at this point? You just weren't able to speak to her at all?
I didn't even make it to the front door.
Okay, so because we were checking to make sure she was all right, we weren't intending anything to do with you, and I'm guessing then the book is gone. Am I correct in assuming this?
Yes, I believe they had another accomplice that ran off with the book as soon as we arrived in the warehouse.
By boat, I'm going to guess. But you wouldn't know that.
It appeared to be a riverside warehouse. That could well be.
Well, I don't think you're going to be stopping this expedition regardless. They look like they're going full steam, but I mean, you're more than welcome to try at this point. We're going to get you to the hospital as soon as we can. I don't know if you guys had any more questions for Nikolai, but we should drop him off. And I'm still a little concerned about Mrs. Lexington.
So, Nikolai, you've been trying to stop our little expedition. Have you been sending any letters?
Only initially to Mr. Starkweather, informing him, requesting a meeting.
Okay, just trying to see how all you were reaching out. Understandable. Let's get you to that hospital.
So you drop Nikolai off at one of the downtown New York hospitals. He's wheeled away in a wheelchair and with promises of professional service, as it were. As soon as his coat is found and he has his cards to hand out to people, he's given immediate first-class treatment. As it's clear that the hospital bills will not be a problem. Perhaps in contrast to the still snoring, well, not snoring, but at least not awake person in the rear of the car, or is that particular body also left at the hospital?
Oh yeah, I forgot we had someone in our boot.
He was conscious. He didn't have any damages that I know of.
Yeah,
true.
I think,
He was just gagged and tied up. So at the what was just stopped at the traffic light, he doesn't run out and make an escape attempt.
I think we got to go somewhere nice and quiet. Let Big Suze have a conversation with him.
I'm gonna stay in the front seat for this one.
I mean, if you look over the back seat, Adam Valentina, we may end up with a Pulp Fiction sort of situation. Who's our wolf?
Probably
Now we're
Stoddard,
not
I'd
on Pulp
imagine.
rules yet.
Could we find somewhere quiet to interrogate this person, or do you guys want to take him back to the hotel room and let Wigglesworth and Stoddard have a crack at him?
I think that's what we do. We bring the rest of the team in because I don't have any social skills.
You got
Don't
two
think
fists.
Stoddard does.
I mean, he's not going anywhere. He's in the boot, so we can just pull up. Let's go. All right, let's go sync up with these other two and say, yeah, there's a guy in the boot. Just kind of give him the little nod like this. Because, yeah, who's the persuasive one out of our group? Did we get one of those?
I would hope the journalist is, but who knows?
The journalist is a good liar. That's where her points are.
I mean, I can give it a shot. It's going to go poorly, but I can give it a shot.
Well, somebody's got to intimidate. I don't know if there's one of those
Stoddard's
either.
at 45 for persuade, so like.
51 charm here from the doctor.
Hey! We just have to sweet talk him.
So on the late evening of the 7th, Dr. Wigglesworth and Dr. Stoddard have made their way back to Midtown, to the Amherst, following their little escapade with Detective JJ, or Detective Inspector JJ, only to find that the rest of the group are missing in action, as it were, when you arrive. Now, they had said something about going out and taking a look at the Lexington estate, which, if memory serves, is quite a ways away, and Dr. Tremblay had taken one of the expedition vehicles, so maybe they're just stuck in traffic.
Yeah, I mean, why would we have anything to worry? They wouldn't go down. They wouldn't go chasing on a. They wouldn't do a high-speed chase and get into a gunfight. That's ridiculous.
There was very few guns involved.
What kind of cheap pulp fiction are you reading out there these days, Stoddard? Gunfights from the backs of moving vehicles? It sure sounds entertaining, but that would never happen in real life.
Speaking of things that probably would never happen in real life, the hotel, the Amherst Hotel, is on the corner of 6th Avenue and 57th Street. It's a 5-story building on the corner block. How are you intending bringing your newfound companion in, if at all? And where are you parking?
What time is it?
It's about 10 o'clock at night at this point.
Well, I could go get my duffel, and we could force him into my duffel and carry him upstairs.
We could put that bag over his head and kind of just lead him in and tell him it's an initiation into the expedition.
One point that I will make that you are aware of is that there's generally at least one, if not half a dozen, reporters on duty around the hotel pretty much 24/7 at this point.
What if we pulled up to a
Especially
payphone
given
and just...
especially given the murder yesterday morning of your captain.
What if we pulled up to a payphone a block or two away and called the room and see if they wanted to come down and get in the car?
Certainly. Given that they're in separate rooms, who would you ask? You confirm the front desk. Who would you ask to be put through to?
We'll just go with Stoddard, I guess.
So, Dr. Stafford, it's late enough that you have changed out of. You're just changing out of dinner gear, having shared the traditional after dinner waters. with your fellow companions up in the up on the 5th floor when the phone in your room rings. The Stoddard, sorry.
Yeah. No. There's kind of a moment of like, why is my phone ringing? And this better
Maybe it's
not.
another one of those pesky reporters who's finally managed to work out how to be put through.
If the pesky reporter, I don't want to answer, but so there's that like temptation to just like, do I just let it ring and see if they call back? He's gonna let it ring a few times and kind of look at it grumpily before going over and answer, "What?"
Hey, Stoddard, this is Valentina. We ran into some issues at the Lexington house, and we kind of got something to show you. So, but we don't want the
What you
reporters
found
to
some
see.
like you unearthed some pots from 100 years ago.
No, we witnessed a kidnapping and went and rescued them, and now we have one of the hooligans in the trunk of the car.
Do you need the police officer's number that we've got his card.
I mean, we're obviously more competent than they are. We can handle this, right? You let us out unsupervised. I'm not responsible for what happened.
You just
Hello? Did I lose you?
As the thunder rolls in the distance.
so what? Maybe you're more experienced with this than I am. I deal with. They were talking about someone who's alive. I look at civilizations after they're dead. I'm not sure what you think I can do.
If you need him
Do you want
dead,
me
we
to,
can
do
make
you
it
want me to clear their
happen.
thesis?
No, I just didn't know if you had any questions for him. Because they kidnapped someone that had a book that Dyer brought. Apparently, it was what happened on the last expedition. And that got stolen. We might want to find that book.
Okay. The Dyer connection's interesting. I mean, yes, I do kind of question how good the cops are or not, but I
And we can turn
kind
them
of
over to
feel
the
like they're going to
cops,
have to
but
be involved in this.
well, that's fine. I didn't know if we wanted to question them first.
See, I told you Big Suze should just do this.
I mean, I'll let Susie tear them apart in a second. I just wanted to see if they wanted to see what kind of damage she could do.
What type of damage?
And-
One moment. Wait, please. I'm gonna walk across the hall, knock on Wigglesworth's door. I will admit, part of this is Tegan. Tegan's going, I have no earthly clue what I would ask. And part of it's the legit, like, if someone called me at 10 o'clock in the night and said, hey, we have someone in the boot in the car, I'd probably be pretty confused too. So I'm knocking on Wigglesworth's door.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Just
Yeah,
a
I
minute.
know.
Stoddard, what is it?
Come here. This isn't a hallway.
All right.
This isn't a hallway conversation. So the rest of our associates went to try to give a warning, as we had talked about, to the other expedition. And apparently they witnessed a kidnapping and interrupted it, and now have one of the kidnappers in their car and are asking what we want to do.
By Jove, they were going to kidnap one of the other expedition members. Is that it?
They kidnapped someone who knew Dyer, or the kidnapper grabbed someone who apparently knew Dyer. Valentina's on the phone. They're just kind of shove him at the phone.
Valentina, are you all right? Is everyone okay?
Stoddard is just so befuddled. He's like, what?
I heard something about a kidnapping. Are you all right, Miss Rousseau?
I am perfectly fine. We have a different car now, but that's a completely different story. There. We
Where
had
are
to
you
drop.
now? We'll come pick you up.
Oh, we're a couple blocks away at a payphone. I don't know if we can all squeeze in this car if we drive by and pick you up a block or so away from the hotel.
You must have said something to Stoddard. I don't think he quite caught that. He said something about you have someone with you?
Oh, yes, we have a kidnapper in the trunk of the car.
All right, Wigglesworth is going to need to remove his glasses for this one. He can't pinch the bridge of his nose with them on.
And I just want to say at this point, it's all coming crashing in on Roger Tremblay. Wait, what have we been doing? Oh my God, I got caught up in the moment. I yell, Wigglesworth, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking.
No,
Valentina, is everyone all right? It's just first question. Is anyone hurt?
All of us are fine. There may have been some other broken bones other places, but we are all fine.
They'll be fine. I checked them.
Okay, very
They
good.
will not die.
You said you're at a payphone with one of the kidnappers.
Yeah, well, he's in the trunk. It's fine.
Oh my. Have you ever done something like this before?
No, but I think I'm going to have to do this again sometime. It was a delight.
Ah, yes. Very funny, Miss Rousseau. Yes, this is all very funny. I see now. I see. A practical joke, is it?
No, but if I say yes, will you still meet us?
All right. I suppose I'm growing in confusion, much like Stoddard, but let's come take a look at the situation ourselves. No need to keep you on the line any longer. We'll pack our things and be down in a moment.
Alrighty. Hangs up the
Okay,
phone.
Stoddard, let's humor them. He gets his suit jacket on, straightens it up, makes sure all of his buttons are buttoned, and he goes out to see what all the fuss is about. He'll wait for Stoddard down by the door.
Yeah. Stoddard suddenly gets himself put together and will come down being like, why?
Can we fit 5 people in Packard?
Oh, it's a 3-row, 8-seat.
Okay.
it's a
Miss
full-size
Rousseau
station
has a strange sense of humor, don't you think, Charles?
Yes, I hope this is strange humor because I'm kind of this isn't the type of call I expect to get at 10 o'clock at night. Usually there's something horribly wrong, and this is 10 o'clock at night. Usually there's something wrong or really good news. This is a little unexpected.
Okay, do we see them at the payphone or nearby down the block?
I would say we see them coming up the block, and we just kind of pull up and open the door.
Yeah, you start. You go downstairs. Fortunately, the Louis, the guy on the front desk, is taking a quick 20 naps underneath a copy of the New York Times, leaning back in his chair. So you're not really accosted on the way out. However, as you get out, I would ask the good Dr. Wigglesworth and Dr. Stoddard for spot hidden rolls, please.
That is a no. That is a 92.
Well, it's better than Edwards.
That is like
93.
spending close to 50 luck in order to make it a success.
Well, it's probably fortunate for everybody concerned that the reporter currently sitting in the 24-hour coffee house across the road, ostensibly waiting for Theatreland to let out, is busy reading his paper rather than actually keeping an eye out over the hotel when the two of you are on this large black car pulls up, and you recognize the rest of the group inside, and you're quickly waved in. And I don't know that Roger necessarily squeals the tires as he pulls away on the now slightly wet road surface from the thunderstorm that seems to have passed by. But you start moving down 6th Avenue at a decently legal pace, shall we say.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and get pulled over. I think it's really crashing in on me what we've done, and I'm like, I apologize, Stoddard, Dr. Wigglesworth. I don't know what we thought we were doing. Valentina, I don't know. They just caught up in the moment. There's a guy in the
This is not
boot.
a joke.
Wait,
You hear
What
pounding
do you-
from the boot.
what are you apologizing for? We stopped a kidnapping. We're heroes.
This is the third time I've done this.
Oh, God.
So, do you guys have
Who
any
was-
suggestions of somewhere remote we should take this fella? Or
Who were they trying to? Goods. Can he hear me? Is he all right?
he'll be fine.
In the boot, he's fine.
Are you sure?
I am a
Has
doctor.
he had any air?
Oh,
Yes, but I believe you may also be a kidnapper at this point, as you so aptly put it.
yeah. Let's
No,
kind of not pay attention to that part of
You
it.
can't
there's this-
kidnap a kidnapper. It's a double negative.
I
This is
don't
just
believe that's how the intended use of the English language will hold up in court.
This is a citizen's arrest. I've covered several of these for the paper. It's fine.
Who were they trying to kidnap? Who is they?
Some Russian and 4 guys in a boat.
Okay, so there's a guy named Nikolai who's apparently a socialite, an artist, who got a book from Dyer, which is the true accounting of their trip. Let me see what else. I was paying attention, so I just to this part of it actually. Yeah, so he's trying to deliver this book to Mrs. Lexington, because she was apparently going on the same expedition as we are. And this book is supposed to deter us from going on the expedition, which I think is a little bit crazy in and of itself. But yeah, so we're trying to retrieve the book at this point, I suppose, or at least find out what is so important about this book. And I thought we would nicely ask the gentleman in the boot.
Oh, very well. Let's ask him and then take him to the nearest cell, where they can have professionals interrogate him. It sounds like he's part of organized crime.
But we hope to find out.
All right, I'm gonna just pull over to any place that's dark at this point, that is dark enough, and I'm like, okay, I'm tired of driving. We're just gonna do this here.
We're just okay.
I
At least
agree.
pull
Open it up. We need to see if he's all right, even.
down
This
into an alley and get us off the street then, and then we can do this.
I have a few questions for the gentleman myself. I'm certain the law won't mind a thorough and educated investigator.
Okay. Well, let's open up the boot and make sure he's okay. Dust him off a little bit, I suppose. Ask him if he's getting enough air.
Well, as good fortune and random navigation would have it, you have just pulled into one of the roadways that leads down through Central Park. So you are in a quite secluded area at the moment. And there's certainly bushes and so forth surround in close vicinity that would hide any abnormal activity for a weekday night in New York City. Not quite sure what that would constitute, but so I guess the question is, what approximate manner of interpretation on the word interrogation are you as a group going to put on this particular purported kidnapper?
I think we're sicking Dr. Wigglesworth on him. He's just gonna brain him to death. I don't know.
Brain him to death. I mean,
He's going to get dadded right out of his criminal lifestyle.
I mean,
That's the plan here.
I will be honest. If you leave it to the three of us, probably the best we can do is what he was already doing. So, beating him up and asking him information. So maybe we should start with good cop before we go to bad cops.
I do have my gun out too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, open it up.
Open up the boot. I pull him out.
You there, sir? What's your name? You can hear me, can't you?
Answer the nice gentleman, sir.
I feel like if there's any intimidation roll that's not being made by Suze, there should be an automatic advantage since Suze is there. Just being like,
We have a giant holding you up.
Well, we just want to ask a few questions here. We can keep this civil. What is your name, sir?
My name is Harald Gruber.
I see. And do you have any identification on you? Or should we take you at your word?
If you would care to look inside the left-hand inner pocket of my jacket, I would hand you my passport myself, but I appear to be inconvenienced.
I will reach in for it.
I do apologize. This is
You-
not how
you
I
do-
would have preferred to meet you.
You do pull out a black leather-covered piece of documentation embossed with a German eagle, and around which is written in an almost illegible typeface the word Deutschland. So a passport supposedly issued to one Harold Gruber, age 24. Profession is, well, does anybody speak German?
I don't know. I don't believe so. At least I don't.
I don't speak German, but could I roll forgery to figure out if that passport's real?
Sure.
Does it seem to check out with what he tells me?
At least the name matches.
And there's a photo in there, I'm assuming. Does it appear
There's
to be
a photo
more or
in
less
there.
like him?
There's something that probably is the date of birth, which would seem to kind of match his physique.
All right. My friends tell me you've been busy tonight. What is it that you were out to do?
That is my business and none of yours.
You, sir, have been accused of kidnapping. Do you have no defense for yourself?
Why should I defend myself against something that is not true?
I will say we saw some nasty bruises on our friend.
Well, if he
I
doesn't
have
want to
no
cooperate,
idea of whom you speak.
we ought to take him to the police station. I'm sure there you'll find plenty of reasons to reconsider your position, Harold.
The innocent have nothing to fear.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's take him to the police.
Tremblay, you're a doctor. How bad would it be if I shot this man in the foot or the leg, somewhere low? I say it out loud too.
That'd be bad. You don't want to shoot people. You could
Would it
bleed
be-
out.
I mean, I want to, but
Would it be better if I punched him?
I can't be part of this anymore. I'm gonna go back to the front seat. You guys are. This has gotten too real for me.
Listen, sir, you better start cooperating rather quickly. I don't know what I can really do to deter my associates here from further injury, but I suggest you give us something to work on.
All I can say is that no doubt the press will be interested to hear how an innocent tourist has been set upon by American ruffians.
Well, I have a simple question you may be able to answer. Where is Dyer's journal?
I am sorry, madam, I have no idea what you speak.
Oh, I hate myself for this one. Maybe this'll help, and I'm going to punch him in the gut.
Okay, go ahead and make a fighting brawl roll.
Is that a straight brawl, or because I'm holding him and he's tied? Is there any difference?
Just a straight roll.
Okay. I rolled a 47, but I kind of want to make that a success, so I will spend the 12 points of luck.
Okay. Yeah, no, you get a solid punch in, and you hear the air kind of go out of him as he.
Should I roll damage?
No, you're not going to do sufficient to on a regular hit to cause a major wound. So I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
But you absolutely got a solid hit in, and he seemingly just takes it.
Okay. I don't know. Does that jog your memory at all?
Just makes me wish for some Kirschwasser.
Well, I don't have much else for this unfortunate soul. Anyone else?
Doesn't sound like he's going to cooperate. So, unless someone else has a better idea, I don't think that he's going to give us anything.
Well then, if it's all the same to everyone else, I will put Mr. Gruber's passport in my pocket and we can let him go.
I wondered about putting him back in the trunk for right now. And we can do something with him to maybe delay him getting to somebody that could tell him get back to his people.
I mean, we are more than welcome to do that. I am going to hang on to his passport, though.
Is there a reason we're not taking him to the police?
So I'm trying to figure out how to do that without having to stay at the police station all night. Because I wondered if Nikolai would like to press charges.
We could call the hospital.
I wouldn't want to let this guy go, and he'd go right back to Nikolai.
Well, you know that so you took the man that you helped to the hospital, and he's been admitted. So you can take this man to the police and tell them, here's the hospital information, and go from there.
Okay.
You know, just the old good Samaritan citizen's arrest, turning in the kidnapper. Usual day. What day of the week is it? One of those days, you know.
What precinct did you guys go to turn in them papers earlier?
Assume that we'll provide you the appropriate number.
Okay,
because
that's fine.
Remember our character.
Fair point.
Yeah. J. Jonah was downtown, so about 30, 40 blocks off.
Okay. So how many of you want to be involved with this interrogation and such? I assume the professors would all like to be dropped off back at the hotel, probably the doctor as well.
I mean,
I don't know what to think. I'm not sure why I'm here in the first place, but I know that we need to get this man to the police, and I'm not going to go back until I see it done.
Oh, okay.
I similarly am very puzzled by this whole situation. But I do think we should. Well, I'd be happy to be dropped off. I think we definitely need to take care of this. Hand this man over as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Agreed.
We could probably sell it to the detective that you talked to, whether these people are the ones dropping the notes off. If we witnessed them kidnapping somebody associated to another expedition.
I mean, I don't think he's going to be there anymore, but we can at least drop him. I guess we could give him that context.
Mm-hmm. No, we'll drop him off at the police station then.
So just to make sure that I have the situation clear in my mind, when you say drop off, on the spectrum of kicking him out of the side door with a note stapled to the lapel of his jacket, kidnapper, bundled up, falling out of the car as you pass, to walking him up to the desk sergeant and explaining everything. Whereabouts are we?
I would probably walk him up to the desk sergeant. Whomever follows me in may follow me in, but I'm not going to force anybody else to get along to have to go along.
I'd follow you in.
Okay.
I'll support you to the end of this one, Valentina. I started this one. I'm going to end it.
In which case, if I could have a social role of some kind from Valentina, please.
Is fast talk fine? That's really all I've got for a good one.
Fast talk is superb.
That is a regular success.
On the button. Yep. No, yeah, you're in and out inside of 10 minutes.
Oh.
Takes that long only because you wait in line behind the little old lady who's wandered into the precinct to complain about the little blue men who keep dancing on her windowsill and pulling up her potted plants. And apparently this is a fairly regular occurrence because the desk sergeant addresses her by name and basically sends her on his way with, or her on her way with, an admonition to stay off the liquor and get new glasses. And yeah, your captive is booked. The details are taken. They basically say, yeah, they'll get the details from Herr Röhrig at the hospital and take it from there. And many thanks for your good service this night, etc. And then you're bustled out of the front door on the basis that it's late and even police districts want to have their monopoly time.
Well, we can head back. I think we need to abandon this car because it's not really ours. So I'll just kind of park it up the street and we can walk back. Is that okay with everyone?
You're driving.
Well,
I don't want to know whose car this is, do I?
You don't want to
mean,
know what
I
happened to
would.
the other car.
I mean, at some point, the cops are going to figure out whose car that is, too. But should be on our way to the Antarctic by then. He's
just kind of like gobsmacked. Who are these people? How is this what they thought was? What about this seemed like a normal thing for people to do?
It was a lot of adrenaline involved. On the walk back, I would bring up, there's a lot of weird stuff going on around these expeditions. Is there any reason, because this is the 7th this evening, correct? And we're leaving on the 9th? Is that when he wants to leave?
Yes.
We've got 2 days, and
day and a half.
A day and a half. I'm regretting not looking into the captain's murder at this point either. Is this something we should look into tomorrow? Like, this is all seeming to be connected somehow. There's a lot of weird things going on.
I still would like to visit Mrs. Lexington if we get a chance. That was our original plan.
Yes.
Uh,
I feel like it's a little late now, though, right?
Yeah.
It's
Certainly
now
something
about
more.
11:30 at night. Yeah.
That'd be quite scandalous. No, we could. It'd be a busy day tomorrow, just trying to wrap up some loose ends that I feel that we have out here. I mean, you could tell me I'm wrong too. I don't.
Are we able to speak to Dyer at this point?
I
Or is
believe
he
Dyer's missing.
He's missing.
Yep. Nobody. Well, apart from Nikolai Rory, nobody has seen Professor Dyer for the last 11 months or so.
Maybe we can talk to him and he can tell us where we might be able to find him.
Well, Nikolai did say that he'd seen him in Fiji.
Ah, yeah. Okay, we're not going there to talk to him. Yeah, I'm just not sure what the avenues are that we need to. I think we have to just keep getting ready for the expedition and keep our heads above water at this point because, like you said, there's something's going on. And I mean, people are dying or being kidnapped. So let's try and not become one of those people and make sure that this expedition goes off without a hitch. So, like I said, the only thing I can think of is to see what's going on with Mrs. Lexington to make sure she's all right. We can certainly do that tomorrow on top of all the other chores we may have.
You do know that you have been asked to be at the ship straight after breakfast for your final expedition gear fittings.
Okay.
You know what? We can always go talk to that police officer if we have to. The detective. He wasn't very helpful.
I don't know that he's going to tell us anything, and I don't know if I don't know.
Quid pro quo if we tell him what we know.
As I will
Which
say,
isn't much.
as an out of character reminder, when we were there last time, Wigglesworth rolled very well to see that the guy actually did know what he was doing and was smart, and Stoddard rolled poorly and thinks he's an idiot. So I do want to remind of that bit.
Yeah, well, we know he knows what he's doing. It's just convincing him that we know what we're doing and to share information with us.
We were somewhat successful this evening. It wasn't a loss, more of a draw.
No one died. Let me rephrase it. None of us died. We got the victim to the hospital, and we didn't directly kill anyone.
No, for however confounded I am by your adventure tonight, I do have to commend that you did rescue someone who was wrongfully detained and got him to the hospital. That was good.
That's the only thing getting me through today. Yep.
Well, we'll sleep on it and we'll figure this out in the morning.
So you park the car somewhat legally a block or two away from the hotel and make your way back. As you make your way in through the front door, at least one of you notice a flash of light from a window across the road. I would say, unless anybody wishes otherwise, there's no reason why you wouldn't all get a good but short night's sleep. The morning paper does have a headline of expedition members return from boisterous night on town, with the byline of noted bon vivant Valentino Russo seen with members of the Starkweather Moor expedition returning late at night, no doubt from a roaring night on the town, celebrating their final days of civilization before embarking upon their incredible journey south.
It was a
Stoddard
roaring
reads
night.
it, and he's kind of like, well, kind of envious of what they thought we were doing. Glad it's not. It's like well, that would have been fun. Yeah, it's not them hounding us about murders, so I'll take it.
It's more of assault, but yeah.
He's cordially amused.
And so on the early morning of 8th of September, having gotten through yet another day, we'll draw a curtain over events for tonight and see what possible trouble these noble investigators can get into in a simple graveyard. For of course, there is still also the funeral of the good captain to attend. Have a good night, all.